up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. I want to talk to you guys about something tonight because I actually find it offensive. Now, you're probably like, Jerry, what the fuck is going to offend you? And I'm glad you asked that question. So let me ask you this question. You asked me a question. I'm going to ask you a question. Why is it that so many fucking people on social media all of a sudden, and I'm talking about out of the fucking blue, we've been watching these people for fucking 5 or more years, right? All of a sudden, they suffer from anxiety. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? Okay, like, no, I'm not saying that some of these people don't have anxiety, okay? I'm not saying some of them don't fucking suffer extremely bad from it. But myself as a person with genetic anxiety, okay, which means I've lived this my whole life. I've been medicated on stuff like Buspar, Trazodone, Paxil. What was that other one that, it wasn't Prozac. I medicated about 4 or 5 different times that, it just was... clonazepam, that was the other one, which was actually more of a, like a Valium or something. Like, it really was too much. But anyways, so you live your life with all this stuff, and you talk about it openly, right? When I say you, I'm talking about me, okay? I talk about my drug abuse past. I talk about my addiction. I talk about my anxiety. I talk about, I've gone through depression, which I don't think it's clinical depression. I was never diagnosed with depression, but like anybody else, I just go through, you know, spots. But I've dealt with long bouts of depression. And, you know, being sexually assaulted when I was a kid. Like, this is all stuff that I came out right off the bat, shared myself with you so that you guys could really get to know me and who I truly am, and open myself up to take all these fucking hits, which luckily enough, I didn't take hits because of it. Luckily enough, actually people understood, because most of you watching either know someone that's been involved with, you know, one of those things, or is going through it yourself, or you know, someone has passed away that has gone through drug addiction or anxiety or whatever the case may be. So you kind of related to it, which I didn't think was going to happen. Now, what happens is people see that. And I'm talking about they see me. They see people opening up, right? Demi Lovato, this person, that person, about fucking whatever. Even The Rock, I think, had a video about how he suffered from extreme depression before, didn't leave the house for like, I don't know, a fucking month or something like that. So they see this and they go, well, these people that are really popular and people relate to, they go through this shit. So a big fucking thing right now, I'm just like, it upsets me like a motherfucker, is CBD oil. Okay, CBD was launched basically this year, like a campaign that was like no other. Like, it hit the market this year. It's been around for a little while, but I've been taking it for roughly 2 years now. And it hit the market, and a lot of people realized very quickly, or these companies, I think, realized very quickly that the bodybuilding industry, the fitness industry, the supplement industry could be a place to sell their products, right? Why? Everybody has, you know, anxiety. And I think a lot of it stems from the pre-workouts and shit. There's tons of stuff in the pre-workouts. They give people anxiety. You take enough of that shit in with caffeine from energy drinks and shit throughout the day, and you are going to have some anxious moments. But I think what happened was when the companies that sell CBD start reaching out to people, and other people that don't necessarily have the followers are going to be reached out to, sees that the CBD company is giving to this person who's advertising it's for anxiety. Well, now all of a sudden this motherfucker has anxiety. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm not saying they do or don't, right? But what I'm saying is, have you been to a fucking doctor? Okay? Because that's how I get diagnosed. I didn't realize I had it. I just lived life anxious all the time. I thought that was just how it was supposed to be. Until someone in my life actually said, dude, this is not normal. Like, the way that you're thinking, it's just not normal. We need to see a doctor. And actually pushed me and brought me, physically brought me to the doctor to get diagnosed. And when I was diagnosed, it was like, when I was younger, they were trying to diagnose me with depression and anxiety, more towards the depression. And I kept telling them, like, I don't feel depressed. I'm fine. I could do things, but I have a pit in my stomach. I have like a crippling fear, and I have these like weird thoughts that spiral out of control about how bad everything is, right? Like, it was anxiety about how bad things are going to be. Like, I'm driving down the road. Oh my God, I'm going to be late. Then I'm going to get fired. Then like your mind starts going, and all of a sudden you get this pit that comes up into your throat. And then you're like you're breathing heavy. I've had panic attacks, stuff like that. And it's insulting that some of these people that want to push their social media or just get paid from a CBD oil company will go out there, and now all of a sudden they fucking have anxiety. Well, I have suffered from it. Listen, you've been on here for 5 years. So you didn't disclose the anxiety that you have, which is not something that I think most people would fucking turn away from. So, and plus the fact that so many people talk about anxiety and taking drugs for anxiety and stuff like that, like, it's not to be ashamed of anymore. So I guarantee you weren't ashamed. And if you were ashamed, all of a sudden that money from the CBD oil made you not ashamed, which makes you a fucking sellout any way you slice it. But that being said, so many people popping up with this new anxiety. Like when when I told people that I have attention deficit disorder, ADD, I actually get diagnosed from a doctor. And they wanted to put me on, at the time it was not Ritalin, it was Adderall. And they said, we're having a hard time filling the prescription, so we're going to give you something called Vyvanse. And I turned it down because I knew what the Vyvanse was going to do. I knew what Adderall does. It's not how I wanted to live my life. So I choose to live my life with ADD, which affects a lot of things. However, I'm still able to feel normally and not be addicted to a medication that if for some reason the pharmacy runs out, I get sick. And I can't concentrate. And I can't go to fucking work. I can't do anything because I need the fucking drug to concentrate, which my ADD is even worse then. So I kind of shut it down. But so many people I talk to say, oh, I have ADD. Yeah, I have ADD too. Yeah. I said, oh, well, how were you diagnosed in school or after? Because I was diagnosed as an adult. Had I known that as a kid, I might have done better in school. I might have been able to, maybe be on some kind of medication back then or whatever. And they go, oh, no, but I just have a hard time concentrating. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've had people tell me they're on TRT. And I'm like, oh, how much TRT are you on? Like 500 milligrams. I'm like, your doctor gives you 500 milligrams? Like, no, I just take 500 milligrams. I'm just doing TRT. I'm like, they think TRT is only testosterone. Like, you're not taking anything else. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so many people say that they have ailments. So many people say that something is wrong with them. Something is going on that might be a fad. Like, somebody popular said it. And they're like, like Debbie Lovato has a drug problem. Well, next thing you know, people popping up, I had a drug problem when I was younger. I have a drug problem. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand how you could have all these followers and present yourself to them for 5 years and not share something that many of your followers can relate to, and you can help them just by letting them know that you have it. But you're being honest and open, right? So if you held that back, what else are you holding back? What are you lying about? What are you changing to twist the truth to make yourself look better? What is really going on with these individuals that are not coming out with these ailments until someone else already does it and either takes the heat or they realize it's making it more popular, or they realize, well, shit, I can make money from it. If I supposedly have anxiety, I can make money for it and get paid by that CBD company. Fuck, let's do that, right? It's disheartening, it's disappointing, and it's upsetting that people will take advantage of an ailment that they don't have, which anybody out there, and I guarantee you guys watching this, I guarantee you right now there's a fuck ton of you that have anxiety. You know what it's like to spiral out of control and not be able to breathe. And no matter what you think, no matter what you say, no matter you try to calm yourself down, it doesn't fucking work. Like, you just want that spinning of your head, the burning in your stomach, that like nervous pit in your stomach, like that fucking cramp in your stomach and the lump in your throat, the rapid heart rate. You want all that to go away as soon as possible, right? And you're born with this. Like, you just have it. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can take medications, but it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do about it. But other people would take that, exploit it, and try to make money from it and make their following grow. Like, it's just fucking sad. BiosTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bodychecking.com is a blog. It's a sad bicep. It's not a sad bicep, but a sad bicep, and we are out.